Hello friends, this video on conservation of plants and animals part 11 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. So now, knowing all these, what do you think? Do we need to conserve plants and animals? Do you think that it is important to conserve plants and animals? And we also know now that what will happen if we don't conserve plants and animals. So yes, of course, we feel that they needed to be conserved, because if we do not protect them, if we do not conserve them, then all of them will vanish from earth one day. So therefore, what needs to be checked at the earliest? That is deforestation, because we saw that deforestation is one of the basic cause that leads to loss of species. So if we stop deforestation, we can directly stop the impact which it has on plants and animals, because we saw that the primary victims of deforestation are the plants and animals living in a particular forest. So in that way, we can save a large number of plants as well as animals. So let us try to control deforestation. So what can we do exactly to control deforestation? So let us quickly see. Stop clear cutting of forests. So sometimes people cut down trees. Now we do not say that you do not cut trees at all, because again, human beings are also dependent on trees for a large number of things. For example, they also need to build houses, for which they need trees. They also need fuel. They also need energy resources. So they also need quite a few things for which they are dependent on forests. But at the same time, clearing down the entire forest is a big crime, because when you are clearing down the entire forest, that forest has multiple trees. It has got thousands and thousands of trees. So you are cutting down all the trees at one go. So that is why the animals there are also suffering. But if a few trees are being cut, so that can make a difference. At least the forest ecosystem will remain as it is. And also we need to ensure that the number of trees which we have cut is equal to the number of trees which we have planted. So if suppose we have cut some 5 trees for some of our needs, maybe for building furniture, then let us also plant 5 trees in that area or in some other area, wherever. So at least the balance in the environment will be maintained. Reforestation, that is planting new trees. So maybe you can cut trees because they are going to help you in a number of ways, but that deforestation needs to be balanced by reforestation, either in the same area or in some other area. Strict rules to prevent unnecessary deforestation. Now sometimes it happens that even though it is not required, people simply cut down a huge number of trees just to build fancy houses or just to build supermarkets which are not really needed. So for those kind of unnecessary deforestation, there should be strict rules and laws, and they should be a punishable act. So if people are cutting down forests unnecessarily, so they should be given punishment for that. So the laws has to be very strict so that people fear in doing such activities. So these are some of the basic ways by which deforestation can be controlled. So let us talk about reforestation. How can we plant more trees? So the number of trees planted should be equal to the number of trees cut. So this can be done in a number of ways. For example, a number of trees were cut in a forest because those type of trees were required for a specific purpose, either for fuel or for furniture making or for construction purposes. Now we need to ensure that same number of trees are planted either in that area or in some other area. In fact, sometimes plants can also grow naturally. For example, the area from where some 10 trees have been cut, just leave that area undisturbed for some time. Now since the soil is fertile there, so plants will grow on its own and it will become huge tree once again. So that ways they can grow naturally also, and not only naturally, since we have already done a lot of deforestation, as you saw in the data that over the last century, the percentage of forested area has reduced from 30% to 19%. So we have already cut down a lot of trees. So now it is time for us to specially plant more and more trees. So we all should try to plant trees in our locality, and we should also tell everybody in the neighborhood to plant more and more no trees. So when we have more trees in our locality, it not only looks good, it gives us a better, cleaner environment. Now, when we say that we have to control deforestation, one very basic thing that needs to be taken care is we have to try to reduce our needs from the forest. Why do we cut trees? Because we need them. We need for furniture, we need for construction, we need for agriculture. So we have so much of need. So let us also try to reduce our need to some extent, so that at least the number of trees which are being cut currently can be reduced to some extent. So what can we do from our side so that our dependency on the forests reduces? Stop unnecessary usage of paper. How is that going to help? That's because paper, how is paper manufactured? Paper is manufactured from wood pulp. So basically paper is a plant product. So production of paper is dependent on plant product. Wood pulp is the raw material needed for the manufacturing of paper. And where is the paper manufactured? Obviously in a paper factory. Now in a paper factory, for the factory to run, you need to spend some amount of electricity. You also need some amount of water, and the factory is also going to produce some waste materials which is going to cause pollution. So a lot of things are involved in the production of paper, which harms our environment in a number of ways. So what we can do is, we don't say that you stop producing paper, because it is something which we need. But at the same time, we can stop wastage of paper when we know that paper production is a process which causes harm to the environment. So we can at least try to use it judiciously so that our need decreases. So how can we reduce unnecessary usage of paper? Some of the ways are, for example, when you book a ticket, a train ticket or a flight ticket, so you can these days you get confirmation over email. Now when you book a ticket online, so try to do online transactions where you get online confirmation. So you really don't, if you think it is not really required to take a printout, then please do not take it. So you are saving paper. So even you look at the bills or the bank statements, so all those things are available online these days. So that ways you can save some paper. You should not unnecessarily waste paper. So when you have your notebook in school, so you just should not waste the sheets. You should write properly so that you can utilize the entire space, and that ways you can save paper. Recycle paper. Now once you have used the paper, for example your notebook is full, you have written and finished off the entire notebook. So now you cannot rewrite on the same notebook because you have already written over it. So now you definitely need to buy a new one. But how can you use the previous notebook? So maybe you can use the old notebook in making envelopes or in making small paper bags. So that ways you can recycle the same paper for different purposes. So that ways also you can reduce the need of more paper. Population control, a very basic thing which is to a large extent under the control of human beings. Now because of the growing population, the need of everything is increasing. So you need more furniture because there are more people. You need more houses because there are more people. You need more crop production because there are more people. So everything is linked to overpopulation. So we really need to control our population so that the needs are also decreased. Now when the needs decrease, all these human exploitation will automatically decrease, and then we will have a cleaner and a better environment. Thank you. Please visit www.examfear.com to watch more educational videos with a better experience. Please do not forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel for latest updates. Thank you once again.